Hello everyone and welcome to the Book Refuge, and today we're doing one of my favorite things, a book haul. As usual, these come up on me way too fast because I purchased so many books. I don't know if you've been keeping track, but I have, and according to my spreadsheet, I've bought 390 books so far this year. And we still have 3 months left of the month, and yeah, I'm interested. I'm sure we'll be over 400 books. Yeah, and I've read 110 this year, so I'm definitely taking in more than are getting read. So that's a thing. But anyway, let's get on with it. I have some really fun ones to talk about. As always, we'll just dive right in. I picked up some classics / classic adjacent books, and I'll explain what I mean in a second here. First up, this one just got delivered and I'm so excited. I found this Penguin Classic Deluxe Edition of Pride and Prejudice, and just look at how gorgeous. The back cover as well, so beautiful. Just love this so much. There are some other covers of these too, and I will probably be buying, like, it opens like this. I will probably be buying the Jane Eyre version as well, because it was just, there's all of her sisters. Isn't that cool? There were just such beautiful covers. There's one for Wuthering Heights and for Jane Eyre and for Frankenstein, and they are gorgeous. So I had to get myself one. I actually don't have too many copies of Pride and Prejudice, so I didn't feel too bad. Then I picked up The Outsiders 50th Anniversary Edition. This is by S.E. Hinton. I've never read this. It is one of my friend's favorite books, and I thought, why not pick up the 50th Anniversary Edition? This is also only like 170 pages, so I really just need to grab this one and read it. But we all know how great I am at getting my classics read, right? Not good, not good. So then I have 2 copies of North and South here. I have the Macmillan special edition, which is what I also have of my Poldark books. This is really beautiful, but it has those really thin Bible pages. And so I'm reading this book this month. This is the copy I've started. And so I also got the Penguin Classics version of this one, just so it's a little easier to read. But I thought this was so beautiful, and I love these little mini versions of them. And so I had to buy that one too. So I have those. And then what I meant by classic adjacent is, if you've ever read North and South or seen the BBC version, you know that it has an interesting ending that is frustrating for a lot of people. And so I found this self-published novel by an author who did a fan-made sequel. And I don't know what it'll be like or how it is, but I just wanted to buy it, support self-published authors, as well as, sorry, it's kind of shiny, as well as maybe give myself some, you know, fan fiction for what happens next. And I'm cool with that. So I purchased that as well. My historical romances that I picked up, because, you know, always buying those. This one, I actually love the front of it, and I think this is the first in a new series. And I really am excited about it, because I haven't seen many historical romances put out this way. So this is called Bringing Down the Duke by Evie Dunmore. And I guess it's the first in a new series called A League of Extraordinary Women. So this is about a rebel who takes on a powerful duke in a love story that threatens to upend the British social order. So that looks cool. Usually don't get them in these kind of versions, but it looks really cool, and I'm excited to give it a chance. Then when I went thrifting with my sister, like, I think it was 2 weeks ago. Oh no, I did this with my mom when my mom was here. I found 2 of Tessa Dare's older novels. I'm a little nervous because some people didn't like these very much, but it was like her first series. So I ended up with book 1 and 3. So I have One Dance with a Duke and 3 Nights with a Scoundrel. But it's Tessa Dare, so I'm going to try it anyway. And then I got, again, The Magic by Lisa Kleypas. I'm currently obsessed with her. As you'll see soon, I'm putting up another historical romance recommendation video pretty soon here. And she is definitely included in that. As well as I found one that I already read by her, but this was in hardcover, and it was only $1 at a thrift store. And Marrying Mr. Winterbourne is my favorite of her books I've read so far. I've only read 3, but this is my favorite. And I couldn't pass it up because I don't have really many historical romances in hardcover at all, except for this one. And then this is an oldie but a goodie of mine. And this is When the Duke Returns by Eloisa James, which I read back in college and I love. And I found the hardcover of this one as well. So had to buy those beauties. So those are my historical romances. Let's go over the other stuff I got at the thrift store because I found a few other ones. So I also found The Bone Witch by Rin Chupeco. I've heard really good things about these. I think this is a trilogy, and since I found it for, I think I got it for just like a couple bucks or whatever, I thought, why not? It's really pretty anyway. Then I got Tess of the Road. This one I actually got from Book Outlet, which is also where I got The Outsiders 50th edition. It has those cool, like, the covers on the thing. There's dragons. This one at a thrift store, I found The Lonesome Young by Lucy Connor. And I guess this is kind of like a Hatfield and a McCoy retelling. That, in case you don't know, that was these two families that had this feud that lasted for generations, and they murdered each other back and forth. So it's kind of like a Romeo and Juliet, but cowboys. And it seems like a really cheesy cowboy trash, and I'm here for it. Then I found The Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett. I know this is a pretty intense, I think this is a fantasy series, but I'm not 100%. I think it might just be like historical fiction or something like that. I actually don't know anything about it, but I've seen it around, and I know there's like a TV show of it or whatever, and I thought I'd get it. It's pretty big, but who knows. And then I found a hardcover of The Host by Stephanie Meyer. The other copy I had of this, I used to have a hardcover, but I borrowed it to a lot of people and they trashed it, which always makes me angry. And then I only had the stupid movie cover, which I hate. I hate the movie. Love this book. And I love this cover with, this one doesn't have the metallic silver eye like the one I used to have, but I just was like, well, I'm going to pick that up because then I can get rid of this stupid other copy I have, and it's pretty good condition, and I got it for $1.50. So what you gonna do? So I think those are all the used ones I got. So let's go over everything new that I've purchased. Well, let's go over these first. These are new, but they're also old to me. So if you saw my TBR, you know that I am rereading Dragonfly and Amber and annotating it. I'm about this far into it. I, of course, have all the copies of these up on my Outlander shelf, but I am annotating these with my friend, and I just need these bigger copies. They're also really great because they're floppy and they lay open, but also I need more margin space to annotate because the mass market paperback, there's not enough room to write. So I picked up Dragonfly and Amber and Voyager so that I'm ready to annotate those, because I did already in my last haul show that I purchased the Fiery Cross, so I'll just need to get the fourth one as well. So I'm having a good time with those. Then what else do we got here? Make sure I got everything. 2 books that I'm already currently are on my TBR. I picked up Hidden Bodies by Carolyn Kepnes. I'm going to be reading this month. This is the sequel to You, which is a series on Netflix, as well as it's a really creepy book written in second person about this stalker. And this next one, it isn't written in second person. It's written in first person, and Joe is kind of running from all the trouble that he caused. So this is my like one and only like thriller that I'm reading this month, because whatever. And then I'm actually further on than this because I've been listening to it. I'm reading This Cruel Design by Emily Saveda. So this is the hardcover. I got this off of Book Outlet for like $4. I read This Mortal Coil last, hold on. Oops. I read This Mortal Coil last month, and I want to read the sequel, which I've already started and is going pretty good. Then, all right, here we go. New releases that I have purchased in the last little bit here. I picked up The Lady Rogue by Jenn Bennett. I love Jenn Bennett. I've read only one of her other books, but I keep buying everything new. This one's fun because this is like a historical fantasy that she did, and everything else is like a contemporary romance. So I'm really excited about this. And I know it has to do with like some creepy cursed objects. There's like the Ring of Vlad the Impaler, and there is this Order of the Dragon that uses it for like magical powers and stuff. And I don't know when I'm going to read it, but it's beautiful, and it's Jenn Bennett, and I want to, and it's cute. I picked up A Little Hatred by Joe Abercrombie, which I realize now that I need to read the whole other trilogy first. But it was so just wow that I was like, I'll just buy it right now. And when I get to the series finally, I'll get to the series. I also picked up A Hero Born, which is a translated fiction by Jin Young. And it's called The Legends of Condor Heroes. And it just seemed really cool. And I'm interested in some translated fiction. And this seems really awesome. Like, I don't even know, but I'm all about reading about different cultures, especially different cultures' fantasy. I just love it because I think it's such a cool insight into that culture, like what their fantasy and what their stories are. And I don't even know if this is, because I think this is like an older story. Yeah. Wow. Okay. There's a whole bunch of stuff I need to look into. It says like, but some of the stuff that's quoted, like a Chinese Lord of the Rings, the world's biggest kung fu fantasy writer, like all these things sound so cool. And I love his sword is shiny. So I just had to buy it. I don't know when I'd get to it. But I'm excited because it looks awesome. It looks awesome. All right. Just one more little stack right here. This book just came out this week, and you guys know what trash I am for this series that I haven't even read, but is so beautiful. And it is Conceal, Don't Feel, which is one of Disney's Twisted Tales. And this one is What If Anna and Elsa Never Knew Each Other? And I just had to because it's beautiful. But it goes in my stack of Disney's where I haven't read any of them yet. Whatever. Need some water. I picked up The Girl, the Sea Gave Back by Adrienne Young. I'm willing to try this one because I heard it's not a direct sequel to Sky in the Deep, but it's set in the same world. I did not like A Sky in the Deep. I DNF'd it for a few different reasons, but I'm always willing to give an author a new chance because authors are always improving and getting better and telling their stories in more compelling and dynamic ways, and I will never just cut someone off completely without a second chance. And I love Vikings and I love badass girls. I just really didn't like certain situations in Sky in the Deep, but this is gorgeous and I want to try it. So we got this one. I picked up The Thunderbird Queen by Jordan Rivet. This is a self-published author. I have her entire Duel of Fire series, and this is a spin-off series. This is book number 2. I still haven't read book number 1, but I like to wait for her to get a few of them out, and she is so quick in getting her books out. It's great. Like, it hasn't even been a full year. I think it's only been like 7 months. Yeah, and it's gorgeous. This is a place of like, there's elemental magic, and this is again like, it's a spin-off series, but a lot of the characters are the same, and there's still the same villain and antagonist from the first series, so it's really more like we just shifted perspective and then continued on. I talk about the Steel and Fire series all the time. The first book is Duel of Fire, and you should definitely check it out. I haven't talked about it in a while, but I should, because you should read it. It's great. it's awesome. I picked up Rules for Vanishing by Kate Alice Marshall. I did this because I Am Still Alive was one of my favorite books I read last year. Like, I loved it so much. This one, I guess, is more about this girl. I think it's this girl's sister disappeared a year ago. And there's ghosts and skeptical friends. And Lucy is waiting. There's a ghost of a girl named Lucy. And there's a sleepy town, and I don't know, but it looks cool. It's kind of creepy maybe, but I really liked Kate Alice Marshall's debut novel, and I want to give this one a try. So we'll see. Then this beautiful, beautiful child is Steel Crow Saga by Paul Kruger. And now take a look at this. That is like an eagle. This is like a grasshopper, a wolf, and a mouse. And I've heard that this is Pokemon combined with Avatar: The Last Airbender. Whoa, so cool. Reading on the inside, there are these like 4 different main characters, and this is a story with animal companions, familiars, and I'm in. That's it. That's all you got to tell me. Animals, magic, let's go. So this is a total cover buy. I'd never heard of the book before walking by it on the shelf, but I want it, and it's mine. So I think that's everything that I purchased this go round. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Tell me which ones you're the most interested in so I can bump them up on my TBR. So excited for so many of these. It's going to be awesome. So as always, thank you so much for watching. I put up new videos every Monday and Thursday and sometimes days in between if I can. You can follow me on any of the social medias. I'm very responsive, and I'll see you next time.